What is up? What is good? How are we doing today? I hope y'all are having a beautiful day, my people. I hope y'all are having a good day. Today we got a couple videos to look at. Trying to see which ones I'm trying to look at.
Hello, 911, where's your emergency?
Let's look at this one.
I can't hear you. What address? Colorado. I can't hear you. Give me the address.
So do y'all remember the Colorado mass shooting? I believe this is that. I believe this is that. I believe this is the one. Shout out Sketch.
There's gunshots. What address? Say it loud.
At midnight of July
Damn.
20th, 2012, a wave of excitement amongst the moviegoers at the Century 16 Theater in Colorado turned into horror
That was for a Batman movie, right?
when an unexpected assailant attacked them, unleashing a merciless hail of bullets within the dark auditorium.
Get down and stay down. There's a man in the movie theater shooting people.
You could hear the bullets hitting people. You could hear the screams and just, it was just so surreal.
As authorities raced to comprehend
Is the shooter white or black? Is the shooter white or black? Let me stereotype. Y'all stereotype. Let me stereotype. They stereotype on social media. Is he white or black? Let me know.
the unfolding tragedy, a disturbing discovery looms in a nearby neighborhood. A potential new threat has been set up to claim even more innocent lives. Shockingly so, the details surrounding the calculated planning of these brutal attacks lie within the pages of a red book locked away in a university mailroom. What follows includes never-before-seen exclusive interviews with survivors, first responders, and family members affected by one of America's most horrific shootings. We will also hear from the killer himself.
Let's go, y'all. Let's see. Oh, the killer himself. Is he white or black? I stereotype. Thank you. Don't call us gangbangers. Y'all are mass killers. Yeah.
And get a rare glimpse into the mind of a mass murderer. Late on a quiet Friday night, the Aurora Police Department is jolted by a distressing call. At 12:38 a.m., 911 emergency services receive a bone-chilling report about a shooter who had invaded the Century 16 Theater in Aurora, Colorado. After storming into one of the auditoriums, he'd started unleashing a volley of gunfire, plunging the theater into utter chaos and tragedy. In the wake of the initial distressing call, the operators at the 911 emergency services face an overwhelming influx of calls from terrified and injured moviegoers desperately seeking aid. The dispatch.
This is what I say, bro. Being a police officer is the most entertaining job that there is. There's no better job or career if it wasn't for all the stigmas that come behind it. And the pay. As far as excitement, you never know what you're going to get on a day-to-day. Police officer all the way. Will I ever be a police officer? No.
Dispatchers make notes of the distraught individuals, offering reassurance as they wait for further assistance to arrive.
Emergency or crime call. 911. We're on Century 16. Our council of Aurora Mall. We're in the movie. Okay, I'm there. What address? I'm there to Aurora Mall, sir. Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Where are you at? What's going on? Someone just ran to the theater, did emergency exit, threw some kind of bomb. Okay. Exploding and shot up. It just shot up the mall. Okay. We took the how many people? There's 30 people. Everyone's running for the wall. Okay. Ran through the wall.
What does it take for somebody to finally snap and say, I'm going to kill everybody? America has a problem with serial killers. America has a problem with this gun violence. Countries have been fighting forever. Wars have been here since the beginning of time. Fighting each other has been here since Cain and Abel, right? But what does it take for somebody to say, screw it, I'm just going to kill everybody? Innocent civilians, cops, anybody. Is it spiritual? Is it selfishness? Is it greed? What causes people to just snap like this? Is it pain? Is it being lonely? What is it?
Mall and a shooting? No, some person came through emergency exit. I'm to the theater. There's been a shooting. We need people here right away, please. Okay, there's like 20 officers en route. Are you near anybody that's been shot? Yes. Okay, one to four in the theater. Okay, are you near them where you can give them assistance? No. Okay, are they inside or outside the theater? I can't tell. I can't tell. We need people here right now. I have a friend that's been shot. I need people here right now. Okay, I'm going to give you head.
That is so sad, bro. Black gangbangers this, black gangbangers that. But all these mass shooters going into schools and movie theaters, malls. Bro,
Until they get there, I want you to take a clean, dry cloth and apply direct pressure to where she's been shot, okay? Okay. Where has she been shot? I think her leg. Is she the only one that's been shot, or do you know some other? No, I have people shot all around me.
As troubling reports of
damn, bro. Could you imagine being a civilian and you got somebody on the phone saying, hey, stop the pressure? And you're trying to stop the pressure, but it's just bleeding out. It's just profusely just going everywhere, blood everywhere.
gunshot wounds start flooding in, other callers pinpoint the exact location within the theater where the shooter had opened fire, which helps guide the swift response of police officers rushing to the scene.
One thing I know about these mass shootings, I know 100% sure, without a shadow of a doubt, these are not all random. These are not all random. I told y'all, Joe Biden, once he came into office, and somebody do this too. What's these statistics of mass shootings on the rise since Joe Biden's been in office? Trying to ban assault rifles. How do you ban assault rifles? You make Americans afraid of shooters. You make Americans afraid of guns. And what have the Joe Biden administration been doing? Gun fear this, gun fear that, gun fear this, gun fear that. But then when the Biden administration dude got punched in the face and got robbed, he had to call the police. The same police you guys talked about defunding and de-arming. Come on, bro. America was built on weapons. Literally.
Aurora 911, where's your emergency? There's gunshots being fired in one of our auditoriums. Do you know if anybody's hurt? I don't know. There was a shooting in our theater at Century 16 off the table by the Aurora Mall. There is someone firing multiple rounds of shots in our theater. Okay, so they're inside. Okay, do you know what theater? Inside. They're in our help on the way. Listen to me. Do you know what theater they're inside? Theater 9.
On June 6, 1944, the most significant amphibious operation the world has ever witnessed got underway. But now,
in a series of
that game looked pretty dope, I ain't gonna lie to you.
exclusive interviews with Iwu, several survivors provide insight into what transpired in Theater 9 on that night.
We went inside the theater. Of course, it was really busy. Got into our seats. I remember, we just had small talk. Was excited, about being there. Just really loud, and all of a sudden, everybody was clapping, and people in masks and costumes and stuff like that. Just a lot of children, a lot of screams when the previews came on.
Many shared that the atmosphere inside the theater was filled with excitement and wonder for the new Batman movie.
I knew it was the Batman movie, bro. I knew it.
So I distinctly remember someone who was very excited, very loud, He was sitting like behind us to our left. He like stood up and clapped after some of the commercials, and I remember being like, "Oh man, like this is gonna be so loud the whole movie." I remember these two little girls kept like running up all the stairs and running back down, right? Because we were waiting this movie theater for 2.5 hours waiting for the movie to start.
So we go to inside.
Waiting to is Batman, bro. Batman sucks. Batman is a human who, for no freaking reason, was able to beat Superman. That is the most disgusting fucking hero character. Batman sucks, bro. Batman is a shitty little human being. But the author made him able to beat somebody who could destroy him. If Batman and Superman had a fight in real life, Superman would destroy him. And he had Jane too. Bro, are we serious, bro?
Kind of not too early to, I mean, to the front, not too far away. So kind of in the middle. I remember on the right side of my son is a couple, young couple, but the guy is always sleep. His name is John Blanc. That's on the right side of my son. So after my son is you, his mom, and then after her is me. So we are sitting around in the middle of the theater. The situation that time before start, there's a lot of people wearing what we call the uniform, Batman, Catwoman. People are so excited.
We got there early, and I remember playing in the arcade with Veronica, and everywhere you looked, like, people were dressed up from head to toe in Batman costumes and Bane costumes, Catwoman, so on and so forth. And it was just a whole community event. Like, it felt like all of the people there were there to have a good time. Like,
and you see in this community, you see blacks, whites, Asians. That's fucking dope, bro. I always point out, the different cultures and how it needs to be in America, because we have places like Indiana and Texas and Florida and Mississippi, and the media that keeps telling America, you're racist, you're racist. Bro, shut up.
nobody was there with ill intentions. It just felt like a community and like this big Colorado family of people sharing the same passion for their favorite superhero. I wasn't all into that. I just thought it was so cool that I was 13 and I got to go to this midnight premiere. We played in the arcade for a little bit, and then we ended up going just to sit down and wait. And I remember when we were sitting in our seats, there was a man who kept standing up like every hour or 30 minutes. I can't remember what it was, but he would be the time announcer for the whole theater. He would stand up and shout like, an hour left or 30 minutes left, and then the whole theater would be like, woo, and clap and whatever.
And then, I would say about 10 to 15 minutes into the movie, a cloud of smoke went across the bottom rows of the theater there, and we're up here in those rows here, and we're right in the middle, so we can see everything. And I looked at Rebecca and I say, man, someone's trying to ruin this movie. You got to remember, because it was so hot that summer, they didn't have fireworks. And so therefore, I always thought, because, as a youngster, I played pranks with fire bombs on buses and stuff, not like that safe. But, I kind of knew what it was, so I assumed it was a smoke bomb, and it was a little kid doing it, or some kid, playing a prank because it's, the Batman movie.
When the movie started, I think the commercial, I saw one person on the first row, but right side, in my right side. That one is already almost dark. That's because they already.
These perspectives are amazing. That's why I love doing double reactions, and I love when there's a narrator, because hearing their perspectives as somebody who has to sit through it, or somebody who had to actually go through that. None of us have been through a mass shooting where we're unarmed, can't do anything, and we got people getting laid down around us. Some of you hood niggas, yeah, but for the most part, us day-to-day, law-abiding Americans, including myself, would probably be fucking shocked, to be honest. Probably would have died because so many people are dropping around us, and we're just like, Now we're down because we're so busy looking around, being shocked and stuck, you know. But it's so awesome to hear their perspectives because these people went through fucking hell, bro. They went through hell. Let's go.
Or almost starting the movie. And then this guy is suddenly standing up and then throw away something far to my left side. Can you imagine that people is clapping? We thought that one is one of entertain before beginning of the movie.
I remember it started with this canister launching from the right side of the theater all the way across like an upward diagonal angle to the left side of the theater. And I specifically remember it was like the whole theater, like everyone in the theater turned in unison, like almost as if we were like programmed to do it. Like we all turned at the same exact time to watch this thing fly across and land. I thought it was just like special effects, like someone, you know, dressed up just having fun.
But soon, a night of fun and entertainment turns into their biggest nightmare as they come to the grisly realization of what's happening.
Went above our head and landed behind us in that corner where that really excitable, loud group was. And people screamed, and I just thought it was like a firework or something because then the boom started. And John knew immediately what it was, and he pushed me down behind the seats in front of us and said, "Get down and stay down." I was naive. Like, I was so young. In fact, I would say I was fearless, willing to try anything, and I was really
like fucking stupid,
outgoing, and I wanted to.
You ever seen those fucking kids in those scary movies, bro? Where they act like her, they're foolish, or not doing what they're supposed to be doing in that moment, and you're just like, bro, I would punch this kid in the face, or I would just fucking leave her. Like, bro, kids be doing dumb shit in movies, bro.
To meet everyone, so I like popped my head up over the seats and I was like, what? Why? Like, I didn't even know why we would be doing this. And he pushed me down further onto my belly and pushed me underneath the seats that we had been sitting on. So I was like really boxed in underneath the seats we were sitting on, and then like the, you know, the stairs and the ground. And then he was on this side of me and he like gave me a final push and said, "Get down and stay down. There's a man in the movie theater shooting people."
I was confused. Like, it didn't sound like a good sound, but at this current time, I still thought it was all props. Like, I thought it was some sort of gimmick for this midnight premiere that somebody thought would be fun. I start looking around and slowly kind of like lowering myself as I see people like start to panic. And then I turn to my cousin because I watch Ashley like basically jump on top of Veronica and drop to the floor.
Kaylin is Jameson Toe's cousin and had joined him and his girlfriend Ashley Moser and her daughter Veronica that night.
And I'm still confused. I have no idea like what's going on. And I turn to my cousin, and at the same time, he's standing up at this point. And as I look at him, he touches his forehead, like his temple, and he looks at his hand, and there's blood dripping from his head. And we both realize at the same time that he has some sort of head injury, like there's blood coming from his head for some reason. And I think he realizes what's happening before I do, obviously because he is older and has life experience. He then starts shouting at everybody to get down, like he's turning around to the row behind us, like telling everybody, get down, get down. Then
if I'm already shot in the head, 8 times out of 10, I'm just charging at the dude, taking a whole round of bullets. Hopefully that doesn't happen in the name of God, but name of Jesus Christ. But I've seen some awesome firefighters and an awesome example of what it means to be an officer. And this officer sacrificed his life for his community. And he did it not only once, but twice. And that's what it means to be an exceptional officer. That's what it means to be an exceptional neighbor, an exceptional citizen, an exceptional. You understand?
That's when I drop to the floor. I don't move until he tells me to move. And then that's when I realize that it's something a little bit more serious. And I look to my right, and the friend that I brought with me, she's still sitting in her chair. So I grab her by her arm or her clothes and I pull her to the floor. It's just chaos at this point. There's just screaming and shouting and gunfire, and I can't even hear myself think.
So my first instinct was to get on the ground, and it's a good thing. You know, Rebecca got down on the ground too, but at the same time, she wasn't moving. And so there on the bottom of that seat with all the screams, the lights, the movie going, the smoke in the theater.
I wonder if there was anybody stupid enough to keep watching the movie.
It's like a war zone. And then
There's always one.
in the corner, the crack of the seat, once I got enough courage to just lift my head up just a little bit, because you could hear the bullets hitting the front of the seat. You could hear the bullets hitting people. You could hear the screams and just, it was just so surreal. It was like a horror movie with a Vietnam, Bush battle,
More like fucking Afghanistan.
while a movie's playing and you're right in the middle of it. I really never described it that way, but that's pretty much what it felt like. And then the sound, the boom, boom, boom.
When I heard someone, I got shot. This a man. So I realized that one is real. So I talked to my son, to my wife, ground to the floor.
Do you think you have what it takes to make like it never even happened happen? Then you belong at the #1 brand.
But the row is too small for us. It's not good for sitting. I said, not sitting. You need to lay down. My son is really lay down, and then my wife too. And then
shout out to the son, bro. I was so worried he got shot.
Suddenly, I feel my eyes is cut something, so I cannot see clear at that time.
In an exclusive interview with Iwu, the retired commander from the Aurora Police Department and one of the first responders that night, Michael Daly, explains what happened after receiving the horrified calls.
I was a lieutenant that night. I was in charge of our city SWAT team. I was also on duty running a unit called the Summer Task Force. It was targeting crime in some of our older areas, our older neighborhoods. When the initial calls came out, we were working in a different district.
What? Summer? Colorado, if I believe, does not have any kind of, every state has a hood, but I've never heard of Colorado having like gang problems or anything like that. So what does he mean a summer task force? Are you spending the taxpayers' money on nonsense?
District of the city, and I think to a man, the whole Summer Task Force thought, oh, it's a shooting at the mall, District 2 can handle it, it sounds routine, we'll just kind of monitor.
How the fuck does a shooting at a mall in Colorado? What? This is Colorado, not fucking Memphis or New York or what? Routine.
As the radio transmission started to pick up, it became apparent that there was an active shooting going on in the theater.
They're still shooting? We heard a couple more shots, yes. Okay.
Right away, it becomes surreal because police officers train for this, but when it comes to your town, it's like, holy cow. Responded to the scene. Again, I can tell you, I jumped on Interstate 225 with my police car, going as fast as that car would go, maybe 110 miles an hour. It's an old horse. And I talk about this even today. I don't remember passing other cars on the highway. I mean, you instantaneously become focused on, where you're going and you're starting to think about what you might have to do and stuff like that. So to this very day, in my mind, I know I was on the highway. I know I was driving very fast, but I don't even know if there were other cars out there.
Could y'all do the same thing? If y'all were in his shoes, could y'all respond as fast as he responded? Could y'all do what he did, what this hero did? And y'all know we don't like pigs on this channel. I don't care if you're retired or not. A cop is a cop. But we always give respect where respect due, and we understand that we need our police officers. We just need good ones. Could y'all do the same thing? Could y'all sacrifice yourselves to make sure that y'all fulfill y'all duty and what y'all signed up for? Some of our police officers today, I've seen, bro, word to my father, bro, who died. I used to be a bouncer, bro. So this one day, some idiot nigga started fucking shooting. Bah, 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 bah. He comes around the corner. Ginger boy, I'm hawking this dude, bro. Homie pulls out the gun, I walk away. I'm like, yep, I'm not trying to get shot. But I was on his ass, though. You understand? But I'm not armed at this time. I'm just wired. You know what I'm saying? Dummy.
there would be.
The current chief of the Aurora Police Department, Jad Lanigan, shares a similar experience from the night of the shooting in his exclusive interview.
I worked a swing shift at the time. It was 3 in the afternoon to 3 in the morning shift. I was the swing shift probationary watch commander at the time. When it happened, of course, it was at midnight, 12:30 in the morning. When it happened, it was just like any other night. It was very beautiful.
This is the police, bro. Why don't they have freaking rankings like they're freaking the military or something? Like, come on, bro.
Outside, we got up and went to work that day, and it ended a much different way than we ever planned on.
And that was the last thing he said to me. And I remember feeling like that final like push of pressure before I didn't feel his hands anymore. And I remember like hearing like really deep, heavy breathing, but it was like rattly, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
That rattle is fluids, that blood started entering his body, so he got a shot somewhere internally, and now,
That was John's breathing, and it was 3 breaths. I distinctly remember it was 3 like really rattled breaths, and then I didn't hear it anymore. And there was a lot of stimulus going on. There was like, I thought there was a waterfall above me. I mean, it was so much like just like blood rushing down on me, like heavy waves, like so heavy it would rush on my face, and then I was blinking it down my eyeballs. It felt like sometimes like gravel was being thrown at me. Like every once in a while I would like feel this like small rocks like hitting me, and you know, I had my hands over my head, and I just kept thinking like, this is it. This is the moment I die. This is the moment I die.
When the officers arrive at the theater, the sight is nothing short of a horror movie.
Arapahoe 911, is this reference to shooting in Aurora?
Yes, ma'am, and I got shot.
How long did it take him to get to the damn scene, bro? But let's remember, he's already there, suited and booted. So by the time any officers come, soon as he steps in the door, 5 people are getting shot. 3 people are dead because he's using automatic weapons, shotguns. He's fully armored and ready. So I retract that statement. They do need to hurry up, though.
I got hit.
You were hit?
Yes,
Okay, hold on a second. Do not hang up. Sir, do not hang up. I need to bring Aurora on the phone, okay? Do not hang up.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, my gosh. I got hit with something, and I'm bleeding a lot.
Sir, hold on a second. Paramedics on the phone, okay? Hold on just a second.
Get to the scene, I park on the side street, run up this small grassy berm, and I first encounter an officer that has an individual. He's shot on the ground, he's bleeding bad. The officer's asking for help, so I start helping him with this subject. I send another officer back for my patrol car. He actually drives it up over the grassy berm, and we load this, I call him a kid, he was probably about 20 years old. Load him in the back seat of my car, and I tell the officer, get in with him, hang on, we're taking off. Of course, I spot an ambulance, so I drive right to the ambulance. We drop that patient off, and then he and I go immediately to the front of the theater. There's already...
I was about to say, I'm dropping this dude off to the emergency. There's no way I'm leaving this scene right now until the suspect is down.
People streaming out. It's very chaotic to start.
And at this point, I still, like, I can't process what's going on, like...
Maybe I should be a cop, bro. Because no matter what people hate you or love you, bro, we're going to have more mass shooters. And we need people who are actually willing to protect their neighborhood and to protect their country.
I know that it's an act.
From what does it say, military people? All veterans, enemies, foreign and domestic.
Active shooter, but that wasn't something that was as common back then as it is nowadays. It wasn't something that was my first thought, and it still didn't ever feel real. I just remember there were points in time where after we were on the floor, each of us were kind of popping up over the seats to see, what we could figure out, and if we could figure out exit strategy. And while all of that is happening, I can hear Veronica making these sounds that I've never heard a human make. They're the most comparable I could compare it to is like moans of pain. Like she wasn't saying words, and she was just, it's very hard to describe because I've never heard a human being make it I knew immediately by these sounds that something was wrong, and then I start to look at her, and I see that there's blood, like, on her clothes and on her stomach, and so then I start shouting to her mom and my cousin, like, I think she's hurt, I think she's hurt, and I'm trying to talk to her, and she's responding, but not with words. Like, I know she hears me, but all she could do is moan and reply. And I ask my friend to give me her phone because I don't know where any of my stuff is. My bag is somewhere in the mix, and that's where my phone was. And so she hands me her phone, and I proceed to call 911.
Could you imagine seeing a child get shot in front of you, but you can't do nothing because the rounds are still going? Shout out to her for being a soldier, bro. That woman is a soldier. She didn't just freeze in fear and panic. No, she said, forget this. This child is hurt. Let me do the best I can to get this child some assistance. Shout out to her.
When 911 answers, they tell me what my emergency is. Like, they already know what's happening. They said, like, are you at the movie theater? And I said, we need help. We have a child. I think she's hurt. I think she's been shot.
Or 911, are you calling to report a crime in progress or life-threatening emergency?
There's been a shooting.
Okay, is this the Century 16 theater shooting?
Yes.
Do you know anybody who's been shot?
Yes, I do.
Okay, who's been shot?
My two cousins.
Okay, where are they right now?
They're sitting on the floor of the store.
Are they breathing? Are they...
Sometimes I fucking hate dispatch, bro. I want to punch this dude in his face right now. Obviously, they're getting a lot of calls, so he may be a little frustrated, but do you understand what the fuck they're going through right now? Do you understand the situation? No, you're fucking dispatch. You've never been in their situation. You sit behind a desk. You understand? When people are calling you for an emergency, take them serious, idiots. You're dispatch. The line between helping and harming a situation. Getting the cops there at a certain pace faster. You are the line. You are the person. And yet y'all do stupid shit.
Ma'am, do you know if they're breathing and do you know if they're conscious?
I'm not breathing.
Neither one of them are breathing?
One of them are breathing.
And they are giving me these instructions to give her CPR. And moments before this happened, Ashley had picked up her head just to see what she could figure out. She dropped down like involuntarily. She plopped down. She's still responsive at this time, and so I'm telling her, like, Ashley, you need to move. I need to give her CPR.
Push down his forehead and lift up under his chin until his head tilts back and the chin points up.
I can't hear you. The movie is too loud.
There is no way.
Okay, I need you to look into his mouth. Do you see anything in his mouth?
Do I see anything on the ground?
In his mouth.
I can't hear you. I'm so sorry.
Okay, ma'am, that's okay. Can you put your ear to his mouth and see if he's breathing?
He's not. I'm feeling on her chest and he's not.
And Ashley's screaming at me that she can't move. She physically cannot move. And there's not enough space for us to move her without anyone else getting shot more than they've already been. So it was impossible for me to get to Veronica's chest because Ashley was laying on her. And I just kept screaming at the 911 operator, like, I can't get to her chest. I can't do it. Like, I can't reach her. Please help.
I need you to start CPR on your cousin. Can you hear me?
I can't.
I will walk you through how to perform CPR.
Inject.
They have sent their help and they can only do so much for me over the phone. And so I just remember passing the phone back to my friend because there was nothing more to be done.
There's nobody here.
Ma'am.
Oh, there's no gunman. There's no little gun.
Ma'am. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Are you serious, bro? Did it? Oh my god. Obviously dispatch, bro, but come on, bro. Obviously they cannot hear you, man.
I mean, it was constant, it was fast, it was deafening almost. And so in that time span, like, seconds had gone by, time had gone by, and people were stepping on me to get over, and all of a sudden, like, a voice in my head said, he's gonna stop shooting. And when he does, you leave the theater.
It's absolute mayhem.
He's a Christian. He's a Christian. He is a Christian man. Y'all better take notes, because when some of y'all die, y'all won't hear that prayer. Y'all won't hear that last minute thing, because why? We have been walking away from God. Some of us, when we pass away, we will not hear that voice, and I rebuke it. You know, I hope that all y'all hear that voice that gives y'all a chance to either repent or to stop what y'all doing just in the nick of time. Listen to that voice, man.
Mayhem, with deafening gunshots coming from one of the auditoriums as people drag each other out to safety and injured victims cry for help.
Of course, the suspect had dispersed gas inside the theater, like a chemical agent that very similar to what the police use, tear gas and things like that. So immediately when you entered the building, you could smell it, and then it starts to affect you.
As they prepare to charge into the theater, the officers brace themselves for a potential shootout. However, the cloud of tear gas was severely hampering their vision and compromising their ability to respond effectively.
Do we have gas masks available? I need gas mask at 9. I can't get it at 9.
Any units that can bring gas masks to Theater 9. Again, we need gas masks.
Get us some damn gas masks for Theater 9. We can't get in it.
We're letting rescue know as well.
And I start talking to my cousin about what we're going to do. Like, I remember telling him we need to get out of here. His response to me was that Ashley couldn't move, and I wasn't strong enough to help him carry her out. And even if we were to carry her out, he's still actively shooting. Like, we're not going to make it.
I was just like, there is no way. And then almost 5 seconds later, true story, he stopped. I don't want to give away why his gun stopped, but it stopped.
What the fuck you mean you don't want to give away?
In a way that I knew it was time for me to get up and go. I tried to get Rebecca up. She slumped back into the seat. I started moving towards the row, and I got tripped over. At that time, I heard shots fired. I was tumbling down the rows and made it through to the exit. And as I made it out the left side exit, I remember seeing a person who was shot in the arm, and somebody just was trying to crawl to the exit. And it was just so surreal. I mean, to make it out of the...
How many people have nightmares of the people that died in front of them as they took their last breath? They were the last person to see them. So you're watching them as their soul leaves, right? How many people have had trauma because of this shit, bro?
The theater, and to get into the lobby, I felt...
Shout out to the police officers for doing a great job responding. Shout out to you guys, man.
Like I achieved something.
And then my son started complaining because that guy is on the right side, start to kicking him because he's laid down too. I just saying that time I remember, forget it, my sign to get out from this building, I said. So this guy, after several times using the gun, he tried to changing the second or reload, I don't know. So I can feel that one is, we have time to get out from there. So I said to my family, this is the time we go. So we tried to jumping, but my son, of course, he's doing the first one because he's on the right side. So he's going to another row behind. And then the shoe is off. And then he started complaining, my shoe, no. Forget it with the shoe. Just get out. I said, go. So we start run from there. So my son, after that, my wife, and then me. When we start running, this is already, run with ice fear, because it's hurting. And then we cannot breathing well. And then the floor is so slippery, even the carpet, but it's slippery. I'm just thinking that time, if we can go together from the building safe, so we can go. If die 3 people, I said like that. My wife is run. I don't know why they're running to that guy, because this guy is not staying. He's moving around, walking around. So finally, my wife realized this is the bad guy. He's holding the long stick, but that one is gun though. So after she realized that one is the bad guy, he's asking us to move another way. So kind of
what?
To stay away from that guy. So we're going to kind of the exit door. The one is close to the first time that guy is standing up. So in the front.
Towards the front, near the screen.
Near the screen. We cannot see anything. So we touching the wall to follow that, and then the green exit. We can see that. And then until the exit door, my wife is on the floor. She fell. She said, I got shot. She said like that.
I just go.
And then she she tell me,
Just go.
you guys just go. Just leave me here. She said like that. So, I'm sorry.
Oh, shout out to this wife, man. It's so dope hearing that, man. Shout out to that wife. What a hero. Obviously, the husband's the husband. He's a protector, not you, woman. Even though you took a shot with the family, you're not going anywhere. I'm picking your ass up, and we're getting you out of here.
Back to 2012, my emotional is coming back. In that door, it's not only us though. I think it's 3 or 4 people in the door, the exit door. So we like try who's going first, because we doesn't know which one is bad guy, which one is a person watching movie. We doesn't know that. So I just grabbed my wife from the floor. I pulled her out of the door, and then my son is helping a young couple with a broken foot.
Once the smoke clears out, the police are confronted with a heart-wrenching scene at the auditorium. The harrowing damage, wounded and dead.
When it finally stopped, there was a pause for a really long time. Like, I waited to make sure that it wasn't like he was reloading or anything before I came up again. And mind you, for most of the shooting, the movie was still playing. It was playing during a shooting scene. There was that shooting and then the real shooting. And it took almost the whole active shooting time for them to even turn off the movie. So by the time he was done, the movie was off and the lights were coming on. And it was almost like simultaneously, like as the lights were coming on, my head was coming up.
This is nutty, bro. They had, who the hell was the fucking film director? I said the fucking film director. Whoever had this damn film on, this loud ass film, while shots were ringing, is an idiot.
And I could see this entire flood of police officers in like raid attire. Like they had the shields and they were in like these big masks and these black suits, and they were just very intimidating looking. And as soon as I saw them, like everyone that was still left in the theater just kept shouting from different places, like from down below or far up, like, help us, we have injured, help us, come help us. And I don't know if it was because they were following protocol or if they couldn't hear us over there, but it was like they were moving in slow motion, like they were not coming to us fast enough. When they finally reached our aisle, because we were like 3 rows up the stairs, they finally reached us, and I was just screaming like, help us, we have a child, she's injured, help us. And so they pulled me and my friend out first. And
again, this is why we need our police officers, bro. The police, with the history that they have, and what they're doing to veterans, white people, black people, brown people, the hell that they're getting now is due to their own people. So what I'm saying is, if you keep making mistakes and now people are starting to say fuck you, defund you, lose your job, I can't feel no type of way, because you have shown a history of killing people, using your powers for tyrant acts to do whatever you want to. You know what I'm saying? Seeing y'all kidnap people and illegally throw them in jail. Seeing y'all kill, hang. So, what the police are going through now, it's on their head, it's on them, it's from their past and their actions. But, if we did not have our police, how many more people would have died? She said it looked like they were coming in slow motion. What happens if they're not coming at all? And y'all talking about defund our police? No, we form our police immediately. Not next year, not 2 years from now. Immediately. You understand? But imagine if we defund our police. So many Americans would die. So many Americans would die. immigrants probably hiding in a hole somewhere, so they'll probably be the last one surviving. Like, no cap though, bro. We defund our police, bro. It will be the purge for real. And if you look at the purge, bro, the administration that was in office, it reminds me so much of Joe Biden. That administration that was in office during the Purge movie reminded me so much, and reminds me so much of the current administration working in 2024 of May.
I remember when I was walking down the stairs, there was a body of a man kind of like laying at the bottom of the stairs. And I recognized him as the guy who was shouting the countdown. And I think he died trying to escape because he was above us. And when I saw him, he was below our row. And so I was barefoot, just walking through endless amounts of blood, trying to step over puddles that I could. And right before I went out the emergency exit, I turned around and I was watching Jameson and a police officer picking up Ashley by her hands and legs. And I didn't see Veronica, like I didn't know where she was.
While one party continues to look for the shooter, another team of officers swiftly switch gears to extend medical aid to the critically wounded in an attempt to stabilize the dire situation.
Team 6, we got another person outside shot in the leg, a female. I got people running out of the theater that are shot.
318, we also have another victim on the north side of this theater in the parking lot.
302, I got another male shot. I need rescue right in front of the theaters by Dillard's.
Imagine being EMS doing these mass shooting situations, bro. And that's why we need you Americans, bro. And if you immigrants want to do something amazing, become police officers, become, emergency, emergency responders. We need an influx of those guys. We don't have a lot of people doing it right now. And then if immigrants are police officers, they're not going to be tyrants, or they understand what it's like to come from nothing. And we reform them too, so they understand that this is 2024. If you try to be a tyrant and doing all this stuff, you have your badge cam on, you will lose your job. And for those officers who haven't lost their jobs yet, we'll get to them in the future.
Right off the main road, Cruiser 25. We need to break in. I've got 2 victims on the east side, north side of the theater. I need an ambulance here quick.
We need rescue inside the auditorium, multiple victims. Lincoln 25, I need rescue to stage in the Dillard's lot. I need as many ambulances as we can to the Dillard's lot.
Christine, I got 7 down in theater 9. 7 down.
I've got a child victim. I need rescue at the back door of theater 9 now.
As the number of people in need of immediate medical help surpasses the capacity of available ambulances, the officers convert their vans into makeshift ambulances, doing everything within their power to speed up the transfer of wounded individuals to the hospital.
Do I have permission to start taking some of these victims via car? I got a whole bunch of people shot out here, no rescue.
Yes, load them up, get them in cars, and get them out of here.
Why the fuck would I be asking somebody? Suck my toes, bro. Are you stupid? Fuck the commander, fuck the sergeant. Kiss my ass, bro. I'm not asking shit. Get in the car and let's get these guys to the hospital, bro. What?
Here, 302, I'm taking 1 male to the hospital in my car.
I notified rescue.
And I'm not taking just one person. What are you talking about taking 1 male? There's multiple people out there shot, bro.
You know what hospitals you're taking?
Load that damn car up like some sardines and let's get it going.
Taking them to so we can give them a heads up.
Lincoln 25, just notify all the hospitals we got people coming in.
Copy.
Beneath all of the chaos laid another sense of urgency. Upon breaking into the auditorium, they'd noticed multiple firearms lying on the floor. It seemed unlikely for one person to carry it all and walk into the auditorium. The team suspects the presence of at least 2 shooters who might have escaped the scene by blending in with the frightened moviegoers. At this point, they decide to interview all the witnesses on site to get a picture of the incident.
Cruiser 49, I'm already identifying parties who saw the entire thing as it unfolded. So cars continue to stop people and ask questions as to what they saw.
Witnesses from Auditorium 8, the auditorium next to the shooting, recount a similar incident of an individual throwing a gas canister that caused coughing.
So it was 2 shooters?
Irritation and blurred vision among the audience. Some witnesses claimed to have seen the shooter and said that he was in regular clothes, while others said that he wore costume. The team notifies all officers to be on the lookout for any suspicious-looking moviegoers.
321, one of the shooters might be wearing a white...
This sucks because you don't know who the hell you're looking for in a massive crowd of people, bro.
blue plaid shirt.
Copy, outstanding. Shooter possibly wearing a white and blue plaid shirt.
In a race against time, those who aren't helping aid the wounded quickly start checking the CCTV footage from the theater. Just as the survivors and witnesses had informed them, the police notice many moviegoers in costumes. Things seem to be moving smoothly until people start hearing the gunshots. As they diligently scrutinize the surveillance footage and comb through the mall, one officer notifies all parties with an update they've all been waiting for.
16 Adam, I need a marked car behind the theater, Sable side. Got a suspect in a gas mask.
09, okay, and we need cars south side. Suspect in a gas mask.
11, hold the air 1 second. Cars with that white car in the rear of the lot. Is that a suspect? Yes, we've got rifles, gas masks. He's detained right now. I've got an open door going into the theater. Okay, hold that.
Y'all detained him?
Position, hold your suspect.
While combing through the mall, one of the officers stepped out from Auditorium 9's exit and noticed a trail of blood. He then caught sight of someone wearing what appeared to be police armor and a mask. However, unlike everyone else who was gripped by panic and horror, this individual remained remarkably composed. As soon as the officer approached, the individual instinctively raised his hands in the air.
What? You let one cop take you in? After you just... What the fuck was the point of all this stuff? Bro, if it's...
Seemingly cooperative. However, it was when the officer glanced at the man's car in the secluded parking lot that chills ran down his spine. Almost immediately, the individual admits to being the sole shooter. However, he then makes an even more shocking admission. He confesses to having arranged an explosive booby trap at his apartment, which was situated 5 minutes away from the theater. This terrifying revelation puts the lives of all apartment residents and the entire neighborhood at risk.
Bro, this is fucking dope. I'm so glad I did that. I literally started doing these videos 2 weeks ago, bro. Oh, really, I got some haters, bro. 4 videos, almost doing 1,000 views. I just started about 2 weeks ago doing these full videos. Man, if you're with me, you're with me. If you're not, get lost.
In a whirlwind of urgency and concern, officers immediately take the man, 24-year-old James Holmes, into
What did I say? What did I say? Is he white? Is he black? Oh, he's just like you.
custody. Other officers are dispatched to his apartment. There, true to what he had declared, they uncover a harrowing booby trap arrangement that bears an eerie resemblance to a...
Why would he tell them, though, bro? Like, come on, let them walk into that shit, bro. If you're a suspect and this is like your last death wish, you're not saying any of this stuff, bro.
ticking time bomb, set to unleash devastation upon anyone within its vicinity.
When I started my poker journey, I learned the hard way that was losing money. But now there's an easy way to get started and just play for fun.
The police swiftly evacuate the residents of James's apartment building and of the 5 other buildings in the surrounding area. To aid in their assessment of the perilous situation, they place a bomb robot inside the apartment to analyze the threat efficiently. Given the chaos in the vicinity and the number of people affected, the news of the incident starts trending on Twitter, and media houses swarm the theater. Word of the attack spread rapidly throughout the country, prompting worried family members to rush to the scene in search of their loved ones. To assist them, the police establish a camp at a nearby high school where family members can receive information about their relatives. At the police station, James remains
This dude has something in his eye. He seems more lost and confused than anything. His expression shows angry, but his eyes show wild and desperation, man.
remarkably composed and unfazed by the gravity of his crimes and the lives he's taken.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to not play with that.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. You just shot how many people? Killed how many people? This is not the Green Mile, bro. I'm about to whoop your ass. Badge cam off.
Wearing these on your hands, but just bear with me. Just leave them on there. We'll get them off as soon as we can. Okay? Trust me. Yeah. Huh?
Just because of those things?
What things?
What's this for?
Huh?
What's this
We just want to make sure that your hands are protected.
Protected?
What?
Yeah. You know what this is for?
That's what I'm asking.
Huh?
That's what I'm asking.
What do you think it's for?
Popcorn.
Tell me, you dumb bitch.
For popcorn?
Yeah.
Could be used for popcorn. But not right now. He's gonna put that little check this lock.
Oh, check that shit off.
In the interrogation, his answers continue to follow the same bizarre pattern.
We're here to help, yeah. We're gonna make this as easy as possible as we can on you, okay? And we have water coming, yeah. Other than that, do you need anything?
Oxygen.
I'm gonna read this to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, okay?
The Science Victim Services Unit, children something.
What about that?
There wasn't any children hurt, was it?
I don't know. We'll get to that. I don't know. Okay.
For someone who showed no remorse for his actions, James seems to want the officers to know he claims to be concerned about any children. His strange behavior and demeanor raise numerous questions about what had led him to commit such a heinous attack. To unravel the mystery, investigators delve deep into his life, conducting a comprehensive background investigation covering the months leading up to the incident. What they uncover is not at all what they expected.
The other pertinent topic is microRNA. So what is microRNA? Well, microRNA is roughly 22 nucleotides long.
It turned out that James Holmes was a PhD student studying neuroscience at the University of Colorado.
He snapped.
He called himself an aspiring scientist, was an honor student, and had applied for jobs working as a lab technician.
Really, bro? What?
James had only just started the PhD program, but if he'd completed it, he would have been a doctor of neuroscience and able to work as a professor or in a lab. His mentor, Professor Sukumar, speaks highly of his talent, but shares a few red flags about his behavior.
He was very asocial. He never interacted with people. He had some manner.
What did I tell y'all, bro? And I say everything, bro. I told y'all, sometimes I'm gonna be right, sometimes I'm gonna be wrong, but most of the time I'm gonna be right. I promise you, that's a gift I have, bro. When I can look into people's eyes. What did I say? He was lonely, full with anxiety, desperate, and angry. But lonely was that key, bro. Lonely is that key. When you are alone for too long, bro, your mind starts to, it can play games with you because you're alone. You got nobody to pull you out of that. You have nobody to help you out with that mindset. Y'all not talking to anybody. So when you too antisocial, this can happen to you, whether you're a good person or not.
But I was personally working on to get rid of funny. For example, in the seminar, he would have off-the-cuff remarks, or he would have these funny twitches kind of thing. And off-the-cuff as trying to be funny, which people found was not very appropriate. So I used to train him when he had to give seminars. He would rehearse it with me, and I used to go through all that, trying to get him to stop doing that. And in the end, he was very improved. But so there were concerns socially, but
and that was more, it sounds like, though, for his future and the profession he had chosen in terms of it.
That being my job. There were red flags in terms of whether you would be successful and with his kind of personality. kind of issues, but never any concerns that he's going to end up shooting people.
Furthermore, this professor reveals that despite his high IQ at 123 and knack for science, James had failed an important exam.
On June 7th, there was this preliminary exam that James didn't do well. And I think about June 8th or 9th, I talked to James and told him that we were planning to give him a remedial exam 2 to 3 weeks from that day, and that he should talk to the examiners. I also told him at that time that he should think about whether this is the career he wants. And at that point, he told me that he had been thinking about it and he had decided to leave the program. So that was the last contact I had with James.
I think that's his first mistake right there. Encouraging somebody to drop out instead of encouraging them to, hey, this is going to be hard, but you got this. Hey, it may be rough right now. They may not listen to you. He might still go ahead and do the shooting if you would have told them the good stuff. But we'll never know because you didn't do it. You don't do that, man. You don't do that.
James Holmes. I think it must have been a couple of days after June 7th.
We go to that contact. When you told James about that, was there any other conversation about why he wanted to quit the program? Was it specific to this oral exam, or?
It was specific to the oral exam.
While the investigating team makes notes.
Come on, bro. You're saying one exam and you're telling him a person who was good at what he did, but he just had a few social tics, that he should quit? Come on, bro. Come
on James's
when people have nothing else to lose, bro, it's a wrap.
Behavior on campus and subsequent decision to leave the program. The FBI manages to get detailed information from James about the booby trap he had set up in his apartment.
That's it for part 1, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and do part 2 at a later time.